In this tutorial, we will learn very important topic, which is how to write test cases. We will also see test case template. So let us start the topic. So before moving further, we should understand what is test case. Test case may be defined as set of actions required to be done in order to check particular functionality of the application for which test case has been written. There are many things that are in test case such as test steps, test data, precondition, post conditions which are written for a particular scenario. One thing that is very important to understand here is that particular scenario, for one particular scenario there may be many test cases. Many test cases are required to describe particular scenario. Scenario is on broad level, but test cases are written in such a way that it covers all the functionalities related to application. So let us see live example. I am opening gmail.com. Suppose I have to check functionality of the application, that is login, and if I am entering valid username and valid password, I am getting welcome page. Which contains Gmail inbox. So now I will be testing the same scenario with combination of username and password, whether it may be valid or invalid username and valid and invalid password. So this is the first scenario we have tested using valid username and valid password, and we are able to see successful login where we are seeing mailbox page containing emails. Now we may test the same using valid username and invalid password. If I enter invalid password, it says wrong password, try again or click forgot password to reset it. So this is one test case. Again, if I am entering wrong username and correct password, so if I am entering a wrong username, it is saying could not find your Google account. So these are the test case I am testing same scenario with different test cases. So now let us come back to the theory part. Let us understand difference between test scenario and test cases with the help of an example. Let us consider an example of login functionality. Login functionality can be considered a scenario which may contain many test cases. Some of them are given below. Test case 1, verify that the user is directed to welcome page. we can say mailbox page. After entering valid username and password, verify that error message displayed after entering valid user ID and invalid valid user ID and invalid password. Verify that there is validation message for entering invalid user ID and valid password. And verify that there is validation message for entering invalid user ID and invalid password. So we have checked the scenario in the live example itself. But let us see the test case template for this. Here you can see test case template. Generally, test case template is in the form of Excel sheet where you have option to enter project name, module name, reference document, if there is any, for the test case, created by name is there, date of creation is there, date of review is there, along with test case ID. It is a unique ID given for each test case. Then comes test scenario. Test scenario describes the test cases. Test scenario. We were checking login functionality of Gmail. So our test scenario will be same. Test cases will be different. We'll test the same scenario using different inputs. First test case will be using valid name, username and password. Result was that we were able to successful login. Precondition was there, we need to have valid Gmail account to do login. We should have one account for login. Test steps are there, enter user valid username, enter valid password and click on login button. And test data that is required is valid username and valid password. Expected result is successful login. Post condition is Gmail inbox is shown, which we saw just now in live demo. Actual result is also successful login and the status is pass. If expected result is same as actual result. Now we can see again the second test case. Test scenario is same. Verify login of Gmail. Now we are testing the same scenario using different test data. Valid username and invalid password. And precondition is same. Steps are same. Test data is valid username and valid password. And one message is displayed, we saw in the example. And actual result is also same. Message is displayed and result is pass. Now we are testing it with invalid username and valid password. And we get error message. And again invalid username and invalid password, we get expected result as message to display, and in actual result also we see error message displayed and the status is pass if expected result is same as actual result. So this is overall format of Excel sheet where test case is written. It is not mandatory that we use Excel sheet only. Now we are using online trackers where we can enter all these informations in tracker itself. There is facility to enter all these information in respective Fields to prepare test cases. Test cases are very important part to understand for manual testing professionals or who want to make their career in software testing. So this is the topic that is very much required to know when we are doing manual testing. Thank you.